Hello all, and welcome to our first summary for our Tears group of Ashenridge, a Mage the Awakening campaign. We opened up with our intrepid Cabal walking down the street, being hit by a weird brain fog. They remember they had been in Ashenridge for 2 days. The details started to become fuzzy. Before they could investigate, they noticed an older woman standing, staring at them, who turned out to be Miss Dunning. She ended up calling River Alex and Celine Michael, though she seemed very confused about that. Or at least it was very confusing because those weren't their names. Eventually they sent Miss Dunning off after looking that they were under the effect of mind effect and that her mind was not well. Hitting a coffee shop and trying to get their bearings. Looking into the past, one of the Cabal learned that some of the details of them coming into town, their vehicle eventually breaking down, finding out sites about a bus stop, a closed school, and a place, a motel and bar known as the Card Room. They started to piece things together, eventually making their way to Baker's garage afterwards, getting some directions. They picked up the SUV, figuring out they had a motel, they had a bus token, and a receipt for the garage. At the garage, they met a Jasper Malone, who worked on the vehicle and said there was nothing wrong with it. He was a little surprised. So they head back to the Reeves Motel. There, they found a note left to themselves of 4 p.m. important, not Sunday, taped to the bottom of their desk. They had earlier learned from a newspaper article that buses run at 4 p.m. Sunday, despite the bus station saying that buses do not run here, as well as a festival coming up on the 29th. Using some magic, clearing the brain fog completely from one of them, they remember experiencing some kind of horrific event at 4 p.m. yesterday. They weren't sure if they were physically or mentally pulled somewhere, but it was an outline of a building, the structured frame being the only thing that remains and bodies hanging from it. It was a little terrifying. Coordinating what to do next, they created a telepathy network. Assuming this might happen again at 4, one of them decided they would cross into a different district in the area after some divination was used to determine that this was going to happen in the East District. Heading out, the one fleeing the district was suddenly stopped on the bridge from an incoming rock that's managed to have them kind of like pull over and bump the curb, causing more damage to the vehicle. Getting out, they met a crazed woman who called herself Mage, who dropped hints that she knew that they were a mage, and turned out to be a mage themselves from the Free Council. May have been stuck on the bridge for 2 months, but explained in West District the Nightmare Realm comes at 3, and in East it's at 4, so she didn't want this person to cross over before 3. With that, River was able to gather some food and supplies from their vehicle, feeding this person, and sending information back to their Cabal mate, who was asking questions through River. Turns out this woman, being stuck for 2 months, came here looking for her sister Eliza. She did not. When James was mentioned, she thought it was maybe a ghost, but wasn't certain of such things. With that, the member of the Cabal there used space to figure out why she was trapped here, and it turns out it's a piece of paper that's trapped here. And that's where we left off. It is 3 p.m. in game on a Wednesday, the 22nd of June, and we will pick up again next week. Hope everyone stays safe out there, and I'll see you at the table. Bye for now.